last time on Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. Things looked like they were doing great, and then this happens. Bowletta just decided to attack the town again, so amidst all the destruction, we are going to go to the cafe to calm our nerves with coffee, which is, you know, definitely the thing you do with coffee.
I have a sudden urge to look up if Starbucks has ever remained open during disasters.
I mean, it wasn't open during the last time Bean Castletown was destroyed, so, like, apparently it's doing better. Or it's taking advantage of this crisis. Even though this is probably the worst one, if we're being honest. I mean, I guess to be fair, we weren't in time to see if there were bullet bills raining from the sky during the last attack, but, like, we did see it here, so I'm just gonna assume it's worse. Alright, so, for doing this, we get the Game Boy Horror SP. Now, this was actually the Game Boy Horror in the original planning stages, which means that originally this was actually EGAD's appearance. There is no other Nintendo character who would have given you that. But I guess they just want to give you the better lit version of the Game Boy Horror, which is nice of them.
Mm-hmm. But still a front light for some stupid reason. I may have already asked this, but was the logo EGAD even when it wasn't going to be EGAD at all times?
I don't remember that. But yeah, your other reward is, of course, the picture of EGAD in the corner there to just tell you that you done it, you got everything. And yeah, the Game Boy Horror is a good thing to use because it just gives you rare items, so hey, if you think you're not getting enough items, put on the Game Boy Horror SP. I think I'm going to, yeah, switch to Power Grip for Mario. Because I've got so much money, I don't need this much, we're good, we're fine. Alright, well, with that being done, I guess we've got this coffee all prepared. So let's go to the castle and just see how things are going here. Once again, some of these areas are blocked off for reasons. It's annoying.
Mario shows up to the siege a half an hour late with a cup of coffee.
Hey, what's going on here? Oh, you're on the ceiling. Cool. You almost spilled my coffee, though. So yes, this is the reason Bowletta and Fawful went back to the Mushroom Kingdom. They stole Bowser's whole-ass castle, and are now just attacking the town with it. So yes, conceivably worse. Alright, so Peach won't be kidnapped again, but yeah, the Beanstar is safe, Peach is safe, so Bowletta in this final act has just decided to flip the entire board, and is now just going to blow us all up. I love that we're at this point where the heroes are pretty successful in what they've set out to do, so the villain just says, fuck you.
Last mission, escape with your life.
Pretty much.
This is just a drawn-out version of the end of every Metroid game.
Alright, we are doing a Save the Animals run, of course. What kind of monster would you have to be to not do a Save the Animals run? Oh no! Luigi's so concerned for his boyfriend. Prince Peasley is heading off into danger, and Luigi, of course, is terrified of going to Bowser's castle. He knows the horrifying things that happen in there, all of the war crimes in that castle in the sky. But he's gonna go with his brother so that he can make sure Prince Peasley doesn't just die there. Alright, so it's not immediately clear where you need to go, and in fact, I think you actually do need to talk to Lady Lima before you can actually progress. She hints that we should find someone who can fly, and, well, there is somebody who fits the description of having wings. It's been a while since we've seen him, though, so he might not be on the forefront of your mind. But we're not going to go there just yet. We were told that Princess Peach and the others were evacuated to Little Fungi Town, so hey, why don't we check on them? I'm glad all the garbage deer enemies are still fine. Balletta's not going to destroy the ecosystem, just the city.
Wouldn't it be fucked up if this game had like a war machine in it, or whatever that Final Fantasy boss is?
Yeah. War machine or just Omega.
Yeah, it's a random encounter, but is a boss. You're just walking around the overworld, and then from off-screen, a giant robot comes barreling at you.
That would be horrifying, but you know, I feel like that should be in more RPGs at the same time. Alright, so we're back at the Little Fungi Town shop because we've got some new items unlocked here. So, let's see, the Mush Luck Pants. It should be obvious what these do, given the name Luck. So, if you equip these to Mario, yeah, your luck equals your mushroom count, and the defense is amazing. And Scandal jeans are great because they let you move before Mario. Good effect and good name for the jeans as well. You're not supposed to have the higher speed, Luigi. How scandalous. So yeah, Mushwind Pants are also pretty good. Not as great defense though, but you know, we've already established that the pants Luigi has on right now, Casual Coral, are ridiculous and some of the best defense in the game, so no real reason to remove them. Alright, Grab Badge rather, makes items drop more often. We've already got the Game Boy Horror SP. This is what you want to be here for. Mush Badge AA. It's like the regular Mush Badge, but better. So it has the same effect of, the more mushrooms you have, the more powerful you are. So if you want to break the game at this point, buy 2 Mush Badge AAs, and then just fill your pockets with mushrooms. Nothing will be able to stop you ever again. You will be immortal. Become as gods, Luigi!
This is another thing I wish was in more JRPGs, just not super hidden, but fairly well hidden, like most players wouldn't know about this.
Yeah, they wouldn't come back to Little Fungi Town, usually.
But equipment that would just obliterate the endgame if you found it.
Yeah. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, and oh hey! Didn't I tell you that the next time we saw Popple, it would be a good appearance? See? What did I tell you? He's here, and now he's the rookie.
What a good conclusion to Popple's arc that will never be followed up ever again.
Yep. Yep, just ends here. Never gonna see him again. Anyway, yeah, nothing too special here. Toadsworth and Peach are hanging out here now. And Toadsworth worrying about Lady Lima's safety. How considerate of him. I mean, Peach, why can't you just be the third secret playable party member? You just already have the float jump on. You don't even need the excite spring.
Yeah, we can just use the third button that the GBA had.
She just takes over the L and R buttons in battle. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Oh no! Alright, so yeah, that's just about all there is in Little Fungi Town. Of course, you can't access any of the mini-games in the arcade without having to go back to their actual locations, because some of those locations are, of course, impossible to get to. If for some reason you wanted to play the barrel game again, that's under the sea now. You gotta go to the arcade for that. I think you can go back to Winkle Coliseum if you want to play the minigame like that, but just play it at the arcade, it's all centralized. Again, if you really want to play them. I don't think I've ever really bothered myself.
Yeah.
And that, of course, only is for like the specialized control minigames, not for Border Jump or the minecart minigames, where Mario and Luigi technically do have to be in real space for that. It's not them pushing around barrels or just a weird perspective of like the Colosseum. Alright, so what do you gotta give us? It's been a while since we've even seen you, but now we can talk to you. He got a You got a max nut! This is the best nut!
Now careful, this nut's very fragile. You might accidentally bust it.
That would not make you feel good, trust me.
Don't want to bust that nut, Mario. I don't even want to think about you busting that nut, Mario.
Just never put that image in our heads again, Mario. This is your fault, not mine, the commentator. So it's also been ages since we've seen this Boo statue. We could have done something about this earlier, but hey, now that we're exploring and looking for somebody who can fly, why not look around the odd corners of the Bean Kingdom? I mean, it's not like there's anything super great in this cave, because that's coins, that's more coins. I mean, certainly we won't find a max nut in here.
We might find the Shroom Badge AAA.
More coins. I mean, look, I guess I could buy more mushrooms in addition to that super mushroom you gave me, but like, you know, I don't need that. I'm not going to be running Mush Badge strategies for most of the finale. Most of. We'll see a little bit of that, just because, you know, I've got to show it off.
Not going to deal with the secret boss fight against Culex. Just obliterating him out of the gate.
God, if only Culex was somehow just the recurring boss. And he just always appeared in his last appearance's style, so like, instead of a sprite, he'd be a 3D model, except a 3D model like the Mario RPG ones.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the copyright is a nightmare on everything in Super Mario RPG.
Can't wait for Paper Culex. Anyway, by doing this extra exploration, we actually wound up right where we need to be. So, Blabalabadon, you can fly. You're a weird pterodactyl thing. So yeah, as I said, I'm pretty sure you do have to need to talk to Lady Lima before Blabalabadon's gonna have this dialogue, but once you do, we get taken straight to Bowser's Castle. Whoosh. Alright, Bowser's Castle. This area has an amazing theme and looks amazing. Let's check it out.
I thought you were going to splice in like a little bit of Joke's End.
Oh, Bowletta, truly you are the villain for interrupting the extremely good Bowser Castle music with your own theme, and you're using the Koopalings, who, I should point out, at the time Mario & Luigi was released, the Koopalings had not been seen in years, like, not since Super Mario World. It had been a while.
Koopalings, it's time to re-enter the canon, whether you like it or not.
I do like the Koopalings, but we'll get to them later. Also, I forget if I pointed this out before, but yeah, Mario's hammer shakes even when you have the hammer effect on, and that attack, right there. I'll talk more about the hammer holding in a sec. I don't know why the timing on Gunner Guy's rolling cannonball is so much harder for me to deal with than if it just shoots you with its gun mouth. Like, just how long it takes for that thing to come out, and also its hitbox being bigger than you would think, means that that is one of the toughest attacks to dodge in the castle. And trust me, Bowser's Castle enemies are pretty tough. If you've not mastered hammer counterattacks, then the hammer guys, or hammer bros rather, they're really tough. If you have at least gotten used to the hammer counters, though, they are a little bit better. They're a little easier to manage, and probably some of the easier enemies in the castle. Alright, gotta do some normal jumps over these platforms, because those blocks up there are in the way. If we make progress in the castle, though, those blocks above us will disappear. Also, you can't counter any of the gunner guy's shots. That bullet, that'll hurt you if you land on top of it. The cannonball, it'll hurt if you land on top of it, and I think it also trips you up. In addition, this is Bowser's Castle, which means they all know how to deal with fire for the most part, so pretty much every enemy here actually absorbs fire. Which I didn't know before this LP because I never really use fire that often, just as a standard attack, but yeah, Luigi is effective with electricity, Mario will just heal most things. Alright, so that was Iggy Koopa. He just spun around us and made our controls weird. So this area right here is for you to get used to your controls. If I remember correctly, I basically just got the controls inverted, so up was down, left was right, etc. If you take too long, though, the controls, I think, can switch up mid-segment. And in addition, if you get hit, you do have to redo the segments, just completely. Right from when Iggy starts to spin around. And speaking of spin around, that's one of his attacks. The more he spins, the faster he'll get, so the harder it will be to counter him, and eventually he'll just fuck up your entire day. So, what else you got for us, Iggy? Nothing? Ah, jeez, he's getting faster. Dang, you almost had me, Iggy.
I do like the headcanon that the reason Iggy is always the first boss among the Koopalings is that he's just Bowser's least favorite child.
He's one of my favorite Koopalings, but I could absolutely see that. Send in Iggy, because, like, look at him. Just fucking look at him. Iggy, of course, was the first boss in Mario World. Not too many resemblances to that boss battle, though. That's the one where he was on the platform that sort of went back and forth, and he just threw balls at you. Here, though, he has the spin, and also a fireball attack, which I'm just gonna say now is a generic attack that all the Koopalings have. And, like all Koopalings, Iggy's life can come to an end. We can throw him off of this mortal coil.
But listen, if Iggy had had the steel ball, he'd have been screwed.
He knows the spin, but thankfully he didn't know the spin.
Listen up, Morton. This is lesson number 5? I think it's 5.
Little did we know, Iggy that entire time was just looking at the Mario Brothers and seeing the golden ratio on them. What's up with all those spirals on Luigi? Huh. There's like one on Mario's arm, but Luigi's got a ton. I see Bowser has employed the Stardust Field's defense system. Very dangerous. And I see you're very annoying on the overworld, Kamek. Nah, this isn't Kamek, this is just a Magic Koopa. So, Magic Koopas, they can heal, they can do buffs. What buff did you do? You did speed up. You moved first, so I don't think you need it.
You fool, they resist magic.
Yeah, see, I have to show off that certain things do less damage. Also, nice HP, Mario. almost forgot to mention that. So yeah, they have Flame Wheel attacks. That one just went after Luigi. They've got one more trick up their sleeve, though, so... just gonna do this shit. That's one of the bros moves that I just have a lot of trouble pulling off, and yeah, that's the other attack that the Magic Koopas have, is just attacking both brothers with a Ring of Fire. It's weirdly difficult to dodge, just cause I guess it's not got the best depth perception. See, a 3DS remake was definitely needed, for that specifically. They got into the boardroom and were like, okay, we could do a lot of things, but remember the Magic Koopas in Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga? We have got to make a remake to make sure that they're just a little bit easier to dodge. Seriously, no depth perception on those guys. It's the cycle.
This isn't bugging the emulator anymore.
Yeah, the Magic Koopas were doing more damage. So, I guess, on the subject of Bowser's Castle itself, as I said before, fantastic music, good-looking place as Bowser's Castles tend to be, and of course, like many good final dungeons, it just decides you're gonna be pretty much going through all of the puzzles you've been through in the game, so you gotta put all of your skills to the test at least once. Alright, and here's Morton. God, I wish Morton had dialogue. I want you to have pedal stool, Morton. I really do. So Morton was creating shockwaves in the overworld, which means he can do that in battle. Depending on how many flips he does in midair, which is just a thing he can do. Very nice, Morton, very nice. That depends on how many shockwaves he creates. If he flips once, that's 1 wave. 3 times, that's 3 waves. And of course, Fireball attack. I don't think he particularly has anything else other than this, though, so it's at this point I just decided to end his entire existence, except he's actually pretty fast, too. Got 1 more Fireball in. Also, if you were hoping to see more Swing Bros, I'm sorry, I don't like that attack. Anytime I tried to use it, it kind of ruined whatever battle I was doing, because I just can't pull it off correctly. Now granted, I can't pull off half the advanced attacks correctly either, but I have to show some of those off. See, that move is extremely cool. If I remember correctly, that's the one that is useful against spiky enemies. Alright, 5 more stash. Dang. If I were using the Mush Luck Pants on Mario, he'd be getting so many crits. Like he isn't already. Ah, you had so many 5s, Luigi. Come on.
This is why Mario is the favorite Luigi.
Alright, Morton's out of the way, so onward we go. Yeah, sometimes the Magic Koopas just... the Magic Koopas do just sometimes fuck up on the overworld. If they do, that's your cue to just move in and pounce them. It is, of course, worth noting that I have also been getting a pretty good amount of level ups even without the thing that gives you more experience per battle. So... yeah, I don't really think you need that exactly, especially in Bowser's Castle. If you need to grind, then, you know, it can probably help for that, but, you know. I feel like once you're able to master Bowser's Castle enemies, you're probably good to go for the rest of it. Anyway, we did just get the Chopper Bros advanced attack, which is less useful than Chopper Bros, for me anyway. I think it's harder to pull off and is less rewarding overall than just mashing the A button. Mashing the A button's pretty good. I forget if I mentioned this before, but one change that is actually kind of neat for the 3DS remake is that they actually make the advanced moves separate attacks. So, like, you'll get Splash Bros, and then you'll get Super Splash Bros once you actually learn it. If I remember correctly, though, it's not just a matter of using the attack. You do have to use the attack well, so you gotta get excellence with it, basically. Whereas in this version of the game, it is just you use the attack a set number of times, and then you'll learn the new one. Oh man, tornado segment.
Ooh, almost didn't make it.
So yeah, this is where you're going to need the tactic of going back and forth into the same tornado, but mainly for a secret thing, not really to pass anything. It's not really here for a challenge, it's here for secrets. There you go, if you mastered that trick, you're good, you can talk to the Spole. But anyway, yeah, the cool thing about making the Advanced Bros move their own moves is it means you can just use the dang move. Like in this game, you learn the advanced technique and then you have to figure out how to use the advanced technique yourself. And once you do, the prompts will start appearing. But the thing is, even then you have to learn it on the back of a different attack. Also, here's another moment where the game cheats. Yes, I saved Scum this to check. I was not able to find the right Lemmy no matter which one I checked first. Very rude.
Lemmy, are you okay?
No, Lemmy's never okay. It's Lemmy, same hairstyle as Iggy in the earlier games. Oh god, this move is so hard to pull off.
I like it though.
So yeah, that's Advanced Chopper Bros. It is pretty great, yeah, but it is basically an awkward back and forth between A and B. The timing on it, for me, is really tough. It does do a lot of damage, though. Yeah, Lemmy, of course, takes his cloning ability into the battle with him. Yeah, mainly, that's the thing about Chopper Bros, is it takes a lot of BP and is very awkward to pull off when in comparison to Chopper Bros. I think if you can do it well, Advanced Chopper Bros will do more damage overall, but if you want a move that is easy to use and still does way too much damage anyway, you can just use normal Chopper Bros. Another neat thing about Lemmy is, unlike Iggy, whose battle was not really based on his in Mario World, Lemmy is actually very similar to his Mario World battle. And he was one of the pipe bosses, so basically he just emerged from a pipe, you had to jump on him, but there would be two fake Lemmys also emerging from pipes. They were pretty easy to distinguish, and really the only obstacle in that... God damn it, Lemmy. The only obstacle in that fight is a single fireball, so Lemmy was pretty easy in that. Morton is kind of similar to his Mario World boss. Not quite, though, because he actually couldn't cause shockwaves. It was his brother Roy who had a similar fight. Both of them fought in a room. They would attempt to get to the wall, crawl to the ceiling, then fall on you. They usually wouldn't succeed because you can actually KO them before they even reach the wall in the first place, but if they did, Roy was the one who actually stunned you if you were on the ground when he landed. Morton could not because he was only the second boss, so no surprises there. Alright, and now we've got a water spout. You know what that means, Mario. Drink up, you thirsty bitch. Alright, so you probably want me to clear all of these flames, and you know what? I hear you all. I'll get rid of all of them. We won't have a repeat of the flower incident, or whatever that was.
I really thought you were going to fill Mario up and then just walk past the last fire.
Gonna be honest, I wasn't 100% sure if I did or did not pass that without clearing all of them. I did not remember. I look over these before I commentate on them, but I really just scrubbed through for the important bits, like what copy we're making. Ah, it's this puzzle again, but with the little Mecha Koopas instead. So yeah, like the mice, we have to fit these into electrical sockets so they'll conduct electricity. Line yourself up with the little, like, red bits on the grating right there. If you fire from that spot and this spot right here, that is pretty much your best chance at getting the best shot possible. And yeah, you do get a few attempts, but that last one can be surprisingly tricky just because, like, it decides to wander around randomly, and it can hang out in, like, just the wrong spot where you'll hit it up against the cable instead of in between. Alright, so let's awaken Piranha Plant, and then die immediately. Your lifespan was 2 seconds. Alright, so I got the right answer first, but what happens if we what happens if we feed the wrong Piranha Plant? Well, this one also dies immediately. This summons a Magikoopa who will immediately attack you, so forced battle, and hey, we've got this guy! So these might be one of my favorite enemies in Bowser's Castle. Chomp Bro is amazing. Like, just look at them in the first place. That is such a good look. Now, am I going to get the counter on this guy in this fight? If he's swinging this way, he's going for Mario, and yes! If you take out his Chomp with a counter attack, which, by the way, the timing on that is kind of hellish. He takes so long to throw, and I believe it's actually a sound effect that's the best indication of when he actually throws, and I did not have sound on when I was playing this. But if you manage to land a counter on his Chain Chomp, he will just get incredibly depressed and cry. So, let's see if he does anything. He's got no way to attack. He's just chronically depressed now. So, we're just wailing on this poor man. He's not doing anything. He's not fighting back.
I think they just let him run away.
Heal him. Let's heal him a little bit. He needs a pick-me-up. And eventually he just decides to leave. I don't think you get any EXP or coins from him if he just leaves, but, like, that is fantastic.
Why do they make you wait so long?
I guess if they're in battle with something else, it's just, you know, to take away EXP if you don't focus on him for long enough, because he might be fighting something else. Anyway, here's Ludwig. He sucks because he's the border jump again, except his pattern is kind of randomized. There's not, like, a set rotation like in the border jump minigame, so yeah, that sucked to do. And he leaves. What a sore loser. Except when you try to leave, he comes back and tries to ambush you. Thankfully, this game does not have back attacks.
It's too bad the actual Border Patrol didn't make a cameo during that minigame.
Don't worry, Mario Bros. We're experts. We'll tell him. We'll tell you what he's about to do. So yes, much like his appearance in Super Mario World, Ludwig is probably one of the more unique battles of the Koopalings, in that he just does the border jump in battle, and it sucks. He looks like he moves slowly, but the timing and hitbox are actually pretty difficult on him. I feel like that's just the theme of Bowser's Castle, is just enemies and bosses who look like they're not the worst to dodge, but will surprise you with how frequently they'll hit you. do appreciate Cyclone Bros for just being Chopper Bros for Luigi, but it is a lot slower than just doing this. Did do a ton of damage, though.
It's a little easier to tell exactly how much damage you do with Cyclone Bros, though.
Yeah.
No idea how much damage you just did with Chopper Bros.
I saw a few numbers and the rest was just noise. Alright, and that's Ludwig down for the count. Very nice. The advantage of Cyclone Bros, if I didn't mention it before, is that if you kill an enemy with it, it'll move on to a different enemy if it still has juice left in the attack. In case you want to know, it's not super useful against bosses, of course. But, yeah, with that done, we got the Bowser Fist badge. I just wanted to point that out before we end off halfway through Bowser's Castle. Next time on Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, we'll continue our way through this place. And probably get a ton more levels. I mean, look, we started level 34, and now we're 36, geez.